So the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus is the newest in the lineup for the Galaxy S series from Samsung. The phone was released earlier this year, 2019, and has set the benchmark for smartphones in 2019. Usually, the Samsung S series for the Galaxy phones are overshadowed by their older brothers, which are the Notes, the Note 8, the Note 9, which took over the S9 Plus last year. But this phone really holds its ground against the Note series. So let's just get into this review. Alright, so what we're going to be looking at are basically three major aspects in terms of changes from last year. They're going to be the specs, camera, and the overall design. So let's just start with the design. We have the Prism White version. Look how clean that finish is. So that's right off the bat, that's what the phone looks like. And I'm impressed. Like, that's great. There's the hole punch cutout where you can see the two cameras. Let's try it from the black screen first. 3, 2, 1. And that's in. That's really fast. That's fast. I am going to be comparing a few aspects of this phone with the older S9 Plus, which is my daily driver. So yeah, I've actually used it since it came out and I'm really happy with this phone until now. That's why I was really excited to put it head to head against the S10 Plus and compare some of the major changes. Alright, so now we're going to try unlocking both phones using only the fingerprint scanner. So in my left hand is the S10 Plus, right hand is my S9 Plus. Scanner at the back, scanner on screen. Let's try it from black screen in 3, 2, 1. What? Together, 3, 2, 1. Oh crap. Alright, let's try that again. 3, 2, 1. Okay, that works. One more time. In 3, 2, 1. Quite similar, not bad. It does take a bit more to unlock it, more tries, which isn't fun. I mean, especially when the screen's turned off, but when it's on, off, black screen, on, it's not too bad, but I would still use the face recognition because it's just way faster. Same as with my S9 Plus. All I need to do is turn the screen on, scans my face, and I'm in. That's way faster than the fingerprint. I'm not touching the fingerprint here. I'm not going to talk about what else is in the box. We're just going to be focusing mainly on the phone. So as I said, we're going to start with the design first. And the main feature that you can see that sets this apart from the other phones out there in the market right now is that massive screen to body ratio. The bezels are extremely thin compared to the other phones out there, and even to the S9 Plus that I thought was almost bezel-less. It's insane how slim the bezels on this one are. So when you look at the screen, you can see that huge display. It's a 6.4-inch display with 93.1% screen to body ratio. The only thing in the forehead is the forward-facing speaker, which is tuned by AKG, so it gives you a surround sound effect when you watch videos that way. So you have the bottom-facing speaker and the front-facing speaker at the top. And you can really enjoy cinematic movies and listening to music on this, which is what I've done with my S9 Plus. It's really great. The sound quality has only gone up. It just sounds really good. I'm gonna take a selfie while they figure out how to answer phone. You have this hole punch cutout, the camera cutout right here in the front, which is the two cameras. It's not as bad as the notch. Everyone who knows me knows that I really hate notches and I don't like how they look. They take away a really nice aspect of smartphones, which is having that nice display. And they're making great displays with notches. I'm not a fan. But this one, no notch, hole punch cutout. It's a Samsung display. We all know Samsung has one of the best displays, if not the best. Broad daylight, direct sunlight, you can see the screen as clearly as you could. It's absolutely perfect. The color reproduction is great. It's perfect for gaming, perfect for watching videos, movies, anything you want, because the screen just pops out at you, which is what Samsung is really good at. It's an Infinity O display, as I said, 93.1% ratio, so you get everything out of it. The hole punch isn't that bad because your brain sort of fills in the information, and it's a really small hole compared to having a notch. So the screen gets like a 10 out of 10 from me. I love the screen, I love the colors, it's really great. The one thing that I did notice though, right out of the box, I didn't like the color tint to the screen. I did have to go into the settings and adjust the display color, but that's just personal preference, and that just depends on whether you like it a certain tint or not. For me, I always change my display, same as I did with my S9 Plus. It has a very sleek finish. If you look at the design, it's actually really comfortable to hold. However, There is a downside because of the kind of material it is. I don't know, maybe it's just my hands. I find the phone to be extremely slippery. So if you would buy this phone, you would really need a case for it, or at least a skin on top. It does have a 4100 milliamp hour battery, which is very impressive for an S series of phones and not a Note. The last year's Note 9 had a 4000 milliamp hour battery, and this one has a 4100 milliamp hour battery, and it's even lighter. It's even lighter than the Note 9, which is just crazy to me. How it can have such a big battery and be so lightweight at the same time. So when it comes to the cameras, you can see the major difference between the S9 Plus and the S10 Plus is that the S9 Plus is vertical module and has 2 cameras, but the S10 Plus is a horizontal module having 3 cameras. The only major difference in the camera module for the back is the fact that the S10 Plus has an ultra wide angle lens. What's great about the ultra wide angle lens is it gives you the perfect field of view for things like vlogging or taking pictures of architecture. So I'm gonna put up a couple of sample pictures that I just took randomly at the elevator and stuff, showing how wide this can really get. It's insane. You cannot believe how much information you lose out on when you just pull out your phone camera and take a regular picture using the standard lens. The wide angle is really wide. Like I'm not making this up. It's ridiculously wide. You have to see it yourself to appreciate how wide it is. How wide is it? It's insanely wide, right? When it comes to the video mode in the camera, it has this setting called the super steady mode. As you can see, that's the super steady mode. When I click on it, kind of like faking that you have a stabilizer because it's that good. So the super steady mode basically uses electronic stabilization in the best possible way. So it combines the image from the standard lens with the ultra wide angle lens, electronically stabilizes it. I don't know how the mechanics work, but it's really cool. So I have a couple of sample shots that I'm gonna put on screen right now, and you can actually see how well this works. I was walking average speed here, everything's perfectly normal. I'm not using any stabilization gimbals or whatever. I'm literally holding both phones side by side and just walking. It's really great, and it's a feature that I think I'm gonna use all the time because I like walking around and taking videos. So that's really great. Could be a replacement for a GoPro. I feel like it's possible. It has electronic stabilization now, same as the GoPro. It has an ultra wide angle lens, same as the GoPro. Why would you buy a GoPro if you can just get this? Don't take my word for that. Don't put this in the water. It's safe, but just don't risk it. Why would you do that? So rather than using the telephoto lens to capture your portraits and blurring the background digitally, it just uses the other lens, the standard lens, which I'm not really a huge fan of. When I take a portrait, I like to use a more zoomed in lens to get background separation and to get a compression, which gives the best effect for your facial features. I'm just gonna show you a couple of examples of a picture of a Pikachu that I'm gonna take. One's gonna be using the S9 Plus, one's gonna be using the S10 Plus, and you can compare the differences yourself. It would be great if they at least gave you the option to either use the secondary lens for the portrait or the primary lens, so that way you have a selection between a zoomed in portrait or a zoomed out portrait. I just find it kind of disappointing that it doesn't let you zoom in. Besides that, the pictures produced are pretty much standard for Samsung phones. They're over sharpened, slightly overexposed. You're also gonna get that extremely vibrant look that you only get from Samsung phones. I mean, it's not unpleasant to look at, it's just you can recognize that it's a Samsung phone right by looking at the picture. So there's that. So in terms of specs, you don't really need to worry about it because this is top of the line, as I said. It has a Snapdragon 855 processor, which is, can't even see it in frame, it's that high up. It goes all the way from 128 GB to 512 GB, but it's also extendable to 1 TB of storage, which is why? And then when it comes to RAM, it goes from 8 GB to 12 GB of RAM. It does support fast charging, as we've seen from the previous generations. Charges very fast. It also has wireless charging with fast charging, which is great. I love wireless charging. It does support reverse wireless charging, which is like, wow. I charged my Gear S3 using it, and it's not the fastest charger. It's not even fast, it's just a charger. So I tested out the game that Samsung has really good partnership with, which is Fortnite. They also have this exclusive skin for the S10 Plus that you can see here on the screen. So the game ran really smooth. I had no issues with lag. I was running at 60 FPS, highest graphics possible. There was no input lag, no nothing. It ran absolutely perfectly. And if you want this for gaming, 100% recommended. It's perfect. You can also use this to connect your PS4 controller with the provided adapter that's with the box. So you can pretty much use this as a console, to be honest, if you want to game on it. So that's there. So now I'm gonna answer this question for you guys and actually for myself. Is it really worth the upgrade from the S9 Plus to the S10 Plus? I wouldn't really go up for the S10 Plus because the feature change isn't that much, that substantial for me to justify moving to the S10 Plus. But if I was going from another phone, let's say from an S8, S7, an iPhone, Huawei, whatever, to the S10 Plus, 100% I would make the change because this phone is so decked out, it's absolutely brilliant. The only thing that would actually encourage me from moving from the S9 Plus to the S10 Plus would probably be the ultra wide angle camera because I'm a photographer and I really like that, and the battery life. But if it comes to you guys to purchasing a new phone, I 100% recommend this phone. It's beautiful. Like, it set the benchmark for the phones in 2019. We also have an article that one of our writers has written. I'm gonna link that down below for you guys to check out a more in-depth look at the S10 Plus. More specs, more pictures, you can check that out there. So I really hope you enjoyed this video of the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus. I really enjoyed reviewing this, trying this out. It was a great product. And if you have any other devices that you want us to review next and give our opinion on, do let us know in the comments below. Be sure to turn on your bell icon notifications for YouTube so you can get alerts for whenever we post new videos. If you have any suggestions, please let us know in the comments. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks. Bye. Cut.